What? Me again? All right. So I'm here twice in one day. Who cares? It's a special show because it's World Oceans Day. Gotta love the water.
I'm Anthony. Welcome to No Vacancy Lives. That's my friend Glenn.
You're watching the #1 show in hospitality.
Hey everybody, friendly neighborhood Glenn here, back with a special bonus show here on No Vacancy Live. Of course, Anthony is on assignment, but I wanted to celebrate today because it's World Ocean Days, and this might be a little bit of a controversial view here, but I like the oceans, all right? And I think we should protect them. I think we should save them. And I love all those things that swim around in them. In fact, I love going out into the water, and I love being able to snorkel, and I love all that kind of stuff. If I wasn't such a scaredy cat, I'd probably love scuba too, but we'll get into all of that. I also love seafood, but don't tell the fish. I don't want to get in trouble with them next time I'm snorkeling. All right, everybody. So we're going to talk to two great people. I've got Pascal Dupuis, GM of the Andaz Mayakoba, and Liz Petterson, Deputy Executive Director of the Pacific Whale Foundation, here to help us learn a little bit more about the importance of World Oceans Day. Hey guys, how are you today?
Hi there.
Hi Glenn, how are you?
Great. It is so great to see you, and thank you so much for being here today. I guess the natural place to start is Liz, what is Pacific Whale Foundation and why are you here today?
Yeah, thanks Glenn again for the chance to be here. So Pacific Whale Foundation, or PWF, we are a 501c3 nonprofit marine conservation organization based out of Maui, Hawaii. We were founded in 1980, and we focus on marine research, education, and conservation.
Nice. And Pascal, what is this thing called a hotel? I'm not sure. What do you do? What do you do exactly? I'm just kidding. Tell us where Andaz Mayakoba is, please.
Sure. We are obviously located in the Riviera Maya in Mexico. It's about 30 minutes from Cancun Airport. We are in a luxury complex called Mayakoba, which means the city of water. Mm-hmm. And the complex is made of 4 luxury resorts, including the Andaz Mayakoba. We opened 6 years ago. And when you enter Mayakoba, you know exactly you are going to be spending a lot of time with nature. Right. Obviously, the beach for us is 2.5 kilometers of beautiful beach.
For those of you watching,
exactly, that's where we are.
That's where we are right now behind me. Mm-hmm.
We also have a beautiful PGA golf course where every year we welcome the PGA Tour. Mm-hmm. We have amazing experience close to nature, which I will talk a bit later. But it's a beautiful culinary experience. Andaz is all about indulging in the culture where we are. So the Mayan culture is very, very apparent for us in our hotels, and I can only encourage you to visit.
Yeah, excellent. So thank you both for being here today. Of course, for those of you just joining us, it's World Ocean Days. So we want to celebrate and bring awareness to what's happening with our world's oceans. Liz, one of the things that seems to frighten me, and I'm seeing it in the larger seafood kind of universe, is I don't think it's the official definition, but what I call relative scarcity. For generations now, our idea of what's scarce seems to be changing. So I think it's kind of warped our perception of what's really happening out there in our oceans right now. While we may not think it's as serious, if you really look back 150 years, it's much more serious than we could ever imagine. How are you seeing the state of our oceans and our ocean life today?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great question. So yeah, when you're talking about seafood, I think it's around 3.5 billion people depend on our oceans for their primary food. And there's also different ingredients that are in the ocean that are in our day-to-day food, including like peanut butter and soy milk. So, the fisheries are incredibly, incredibly important. When you look at the current state of our oceans right now, I think the big elephant in the room is climate change. It is estimated that the oceans have absorbed as much as 90% of the heat that we've all generated through global warming, and possibly up to 30% of the carbon. And so this is really impacting things on a global scale for all of us. So no matter where you live, no matter where you're listening to this podcast today, if you're inland, if you're near the ocean, everything you do from day to day really affects things. This kind of climate change is also impacting things on, including reefs. We're seeing acidification, so higher acidity of our ocean, which is affecting the food chains, the seafood, and everything from species migration and more. And the other piece is plastics. I mean, some say that there will be more plastic than fish by weight in the ocean by 2050, which blows my mind when I think about that. So, and this is on top of overfishing and other types of pollution. So we have a lot of work to do.
And how's the that garbage patch doing out somewhere between Hawaii and the mainland? That's like the size of multiple states.
Yeah, still floating.
Yeah, crazy. It's absolutely insane. So, you know what? The situation is real and it's dire, and it's not just it's not just about fun and games. It's really about our future and taking care and being good stewards of the earth. But Pascal, that's really important to you because obviously you won't have a business if we're not taking care of our oceans. What's the situation right now in your part of the world in Mayakoba?
Yeah, very right, Glenn. I mean, the beach and the ocean, the Caribbean Ocean is our biggest asset here. People come to spend time on the beach. So obviously, Andaz Mayakoba, being part of a complex luxury complex, we also have 6 ecologists working inside the complex because we are number 1 rainforest certified, which means a lot of waste management. We talked about plastic. We remove every single piece of plastic we have in the complex. And it's all about creating awareness. So for us, there's a lot of action here that we do with our guests, first of all, and most importantly as well with the community around us. So for example, give you some example of what we do to protect the ocean and the beach. We go to schools and we talk to kids, and then we take them to beach for beach cleaning activities. So we do this at least 2 or 3 times a year. We take the kids by boat. We tell them to go to beach where usually it's not accessible, and we just clean the beach with plastic, and it's amazing the amount of plastic you can collect on a daily basis in there. So it's just sensitivity and talk about this to young age, because they are the future. So that's one of the things we do. We have obviously our beach restoration, which is, very often we are in the zone of hurricanes. Sometimes we lose a lot of sand. So last year we started to bring some dune plants. So we constructed some dunes, which we know have a great effect to protect the sand from going. And of course, we have also the reef restoration. So this is something we're working with Oceanus. Oceanus is a company that really take care of the reef. And we have a plan in Mayakoba for the 2.5 kilometer stretch to rebuild the reef, the coral reef that was destroyed about 15-20 years ago from hurricane. So we have a lot of activity. We have the Reef Week coming very soon, where we again, we have a lot of activity for our kids, for family. We bring on a block of concrete, we bring baby coral, and you can paint the block. You can put a message there. You can and then we go snorkeling in the ocean and plant the baby coral there. That's an activity started a year ago. Something that is amazing, if you have not experienced this before as well, Mayakoba is breeding a lot of turtles. So we have the turtle release, which is about 2 times a year around August and September. That's also an amazing sensibility, activity that we do for our guests. And every day we live and breathe around not only the beach, but also the mangrove that we have. We have the tallest mangrove in the world in this region. And one of our activities is going around the lagoon and talk about the mangrove, the protection, the wildlife. We have an amazing wildlife within Mayakoba. So lots of activities on a daily basis all the year. But this reef action that we have is probably the most ambitious project that we have here at Mayakoba.
That's really awesome, and I understand that with Oceanus, you guys are doing something like 1,000 new colonies per year when it comes to the coral. That's pretty amazing as well. But let me take it to Liz real quick. Liz, I think what the story that I'm seeing is how important it is for all of us to be connected to nature. And when we do a lot of these leisure trips, and particularly the way I see Americans responding and wanting to be with nature more than ever now, this is a really good opportunity to give people those experiences to help connect them to nature, to show them what they can love without having to hit them over the head and make them feel guilty about their lives, right?
That's right. Yeah. I mean, just by exploring, and I think through exploring our marine ecosystems, and whether you're walking on the beach or taking a snorkeling trip or going whale watching, you're really starting to have what we call moments of awe. So animals connect with us, creatures connect with us, and it just takes you away from your day to day. And you just feel this true awe when you're in the presence of these amazing creatures. Glenn, you said you love being out with these critters in the ocean, and it takes you away from everything, and it really gives you a sense of belonging to planet Earth. It's just critical.
And I know you're doing a lot to help whales, and this isn't a whale, but I do want to swim with a whale shark, which would be really cool. Or is that actually a whale, but not a shark?
Me too. I'd like to do that.
I know. I've seen those pictures in National Geographic, and I get so jealous of those people over there that get to do that sort of thing.
Well,
So
that's where Cancun, because we organize this kind of experience, swimming, snorkeling with the whales, and it's usually around August, September.
Right.
When they come for breeding in the region, and I've done it myself.
Really?
It's the most scary and most impressive experience you can have. They take you on a boat, and then you go down and snorkeling, and you have the huge whales, swimming around you for a couple of hours. It's just amazing.
What was that moment? The first time you saw them approaching you?
Well, you feel very, very small, first of all.
Yeah, right.
And then the first 5 minutes is very scary, but then obviously this is an activity we promote. It's never been any issue, but it's just an amazing experience, how small you feel, but how amazing memory that you have after. And it's just an experience of a lifetime. It doesn't happen a lot. It doesn't happen everywhere, but here in the region we have that. And it's only once, like it lasts a month per year, and it's really something you have to do.
Yeah, you definitely do. Liz, what's your favorite ocean-related activity that you're doing out there in Maui?
Personally, a lot of snorkeling. One of my favorites, along with, I love everything, but the manta rays are really my favorite. And being anywhere near those amazing creatures with a 20-foot wingspan is, as Pascal said, it's pretty life-changing.
Yeah, I bet it is. That's great. So, Liz, tell us a little bit about what you guys are doing. What I find is interesting is that you're offering up people the opportunity to commune, but you're a nonprofit, so all of the money that people spend beyond your expenses goes back into helping make the oceans a better place, right?
That's right. Yeah. So our organization is interesting in that we have a social enterprise component which supports our mission-based programs. So we engage generally directly through the public through what's called Pack Whale Eco Adventures. So if you're coming to Maui, please join us on a trip. And these are eco tours. We also have an ocean store with wonderful products and things you'll love that help to fund our core nonprofit research, education, and conservation programs. So 100% of your ticket with Pack Whale Eco Adventures directly benefits the research, education, and conservation completed by Pacific Whale Foundation.
That's pretty amazing. And Pascal, I'll take it back to you. You're also putting your money where your mouth is as well, because what you're doing, you're encouraging guests to donate $1 per night stay to Oceanists, and you're matching the guest donation 120%, right?
That is correct. So this is a ownership initiative that started about 3 years ago that ask for every guest, for every night, $1 per night per room, and the owners will match that. So if we collect $2,000 a month, they will put from their own pocket $2,000. And there's various organizations that where the money is used, and it's all about helping the local community. And most of this is going definitely to Oceanus. So this is where we can found, the education. We can found obviously this amazing project that we have. And so it's all money well spent. And I want to say, Liz, congratulations, because this kind of things, helps everybody and helps the awareness and everybody doing a little bit of their parts. And there's a huge sensibility, obviously, education for the team. And this is part of our induction as well, when we have new colleagues coming, and we educate them a lot about where you are. You are in Mayakoba, this means this. We have, like I said, our ecologist doing part of the induction for the staff, and part of the induction. We have a couple of activities with the ecologist for our guests. So bicycle around Mayakoba with the ecologists. They will talk to you, like I said, of the nature, of the wildlife, of the beach conservation. As you know, also, we have every year challenging times with the sargasso, the seaweed, which is also affecting the ocean. And here in Mayakoba, we're spending a lot of time, efforts, and money to make sure our beach are constantly clean. We invested in barrier, we invested in boats to collect on the ocean. We clean the beach, and we make sure that we don't remove the sand when we do this. So it's a whole process as well. So guests can see that on a daily basis, and they're aware about this, and they're happy to participate in this donation.
Do you think, what kind of percentage of guests do you think go home more aware and more engaged, Pascal?
Well, I think, looking at the collection percentage of this $1, it's always around 85 to 90%.
Right.
So that means, guests are really encouraged, and we have obviously a video in the TV in the room that talks a bit more about what we do with that money. We have QR codes to go directly to the foundations and explaining this. So I think the awareness is very there. The communication is there, and people are very happy to participate. And a lot of people can also donate a bit more if they want. And we've seen a lot of guests saying, I'm going to put an extra amount there, and because I think it's amazing what you're doing. And so, I think the awareness and the people participation is very encouraging, and people really care about this. It's a big concern, and you have a lot of commentary that you see on TV and things that it's very scary. So everybody can do their little bits,
I love it. And I think a little bit goes a whole long way, because sometimes the whole enormity of this situation can overwhelm you, which makes a situation where you won't do anything. So if we just get started and all chip in, it's amazing what we could all achieve. Liz, how are you seeing this play out in terms of people coming to you and the different programs that you offer? What are they coming away from? How are they changed?
Yeah, so I think, so we have our research. Again, the ticket sales from Eco Adventures directly support our research, education, and conservation. So our research is actually beyond Maui. We are doing work in Australia, Ecuador, Chile, and Japan as well.
Really?
And we also have funded through our supporters and members over 100 peer-reviewed publications to advance our knowledge. Research is everything. We start with the research here at PWF, and everything else filters down. So we're looking at identifying and assessing major threats to whales and dolphins around the world, and really developing science-based solutions to mitigate these problems. So what we do and how we take it to the people, if you will, is that we have education programs, not only what you're learning on the boat with a whale watch or an eco tour or a snorkeling trip, but we also work with hundreds of school children over the years, probably thousands actually. Since 1980, we've been presenting free talks, community events, resource materials for the community, and also teachers, because we really believe that children are the future, of course, and we offer a variety of
Whitney Houston
programs. What's that?
I said you and Whitney Houston.
I'm going to start singing right now. We do a lot of education too on plastic pollution, because again, and Pascal, kudos to you for the work that you're doing, all the different types of work you're doing, and particularly related to plastics. We have a program called Plastic Pollution Solution, because it's growing exponentially. It's a big problem. More than 300 million tons of plastic are produced annually into our oceans, half of which is designated for single use. So candy bar wrappers, bottled water, any kind of single use plastic. We need to stop really our use of those things. And 8 million tons of it ends up in our oceans every year. We're really desperate. All
right, so I said that's crazy. It's absolutely ridiculous. So Pascal, you must have dispensers.
First of all, we remove all the plastic long back, and all the brochure, collateral, everything is QR code nowadays, which is great. Even menus, everything.
Even the shampoo?
The what, sorry?
Is it even the shampoo?
Yeah, even the shampoo. We have dispensers, actually. We removed that about 2 years ago, and it's nice. But dispenser all around. We give you as well an opportunity to buy a beautiful branded bottles, and we have about 15, 20 dispenser all around the beach, the gardens, the restaurants. In the rooms, we have only glass bottle, which we work with a company here that they come and collect the glass, replace it, and the glass bottle, so zero plastic, which is amazing. just we talk about kids and plastic and cleaning beach. It's amazing how you go to the school first and then you talk to them and it's like, okay, it's another discussion. I'm not sure what you're talking about. And then you take them to the beach and we choose at random the beach. And they are always amazed how much garbage, how much plastic people leave behind.
Right.
And I hear a lot of these kids saying, when I go to the picnic, I will make sure my parents clean the beach. And it's a small little thing that's going to make a difference. And it's amazing to see these kids being sensitized to this matter,
Yeah, I think that's incredible. But removing all plastic from the resort, it might sound easy, but we don't even realize, I don't think, how much of our lives is surrounded by plastic. So if you could, Pascal, what are some of the unique challenges you had figuring out how to create a plastic-free environment in a hotel, which I've never heard of before?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like I said, technology for us is helping a lot in terms of all this collateral that you have. Of course, during the COVID as well, it was a even big challenge because everything had to be individually wrapped and things like that. So, but we tried, for example, the usage of the straw. We removed this about 4 years ago. Now we are working with a local company that makes straw based on avocado seeds. So just the straw and the stirrer, all this is there. We use a lot of glass bottles, like I said, dispensers all around. Also, the takeaways, and we also have takeaways and grab and go, and all these little containers are all made with avocado seeds. So we're working with a company that produce that non-plastic, containers. So in everything we work together with the ecologists, with local companies. We all align as well. The 4 resorts in Mayakoba all align as well when we do something. So yeah, it's a challenge because plastic is there, but to replace all this every day and to make sure it's all about be creative, be innovative, and working with the right partners as well. So.
Wow, that is amazing that you went through that entire process. And I really like that you're a cluster of hotels over there with different brands, but you're all working together for the betterment of all of you and all of us as well. That's great. Liz, any final thoughts before we wrap up today?
Yeah, so I think, if you're, again, wanting to know what can you do with your everyday to help the oceans, no matter where you live, it is really limiting products packaged in plastic or that single-use plastic. Even produce bags at the grocery store, or like I said, individually wrapped snacks, anything you can do to not utilize those kinds of bags would be really great. Also, just a plug for getting involved with any kind of marine debris cleanups in your area. If you live in a coastal area, there's the Coastal Marine Debris Monitoring Program that PWF takes part in. Get out there and pick up that trash, and that's just an important part of being a good steward of the planet. And then also, lastly, I will just say mineral-based sunscreen. We're always pushing for that. We're losing our coral reefs around the world just in huge numbers. And they are particularly sensitive to sunscreens, and not all sunscreens that say reef safe are reef safe. So look for active ingredients, zinc oxide and titanium dioxide.
Beautiful. I love it. My tip, don't put all those fruits and vegetables in plastic bags. They want to breathe. You don't need to suffocate them in that horrible, disgusting plastic. Put them in. I have just one bag that I bring back every time, specifically for my fruits and vegetables. I put it all in there together. I'm washing it anyway. So who cares? They're allowed to intermingle. In fact, vegetables prefer it that way. All right, Pascal, how can we find you if we want to stay at your hotel, the incredible Andaz Mayakoba?
Well, you can find us. We are part of Hyatt. So if you go to the website of Hyatt, Andaz Mayakoba, like I said, we are 30 minutes from Cancun. So you are in your Riviera Maya. Not only you will have an amazing experience indulging with nature and indulging with culinary experience, with cultural experience of Mexico, but you will also be seeing what we discussed today about our beautiful beach, ocean, and every activities that we do around them, which is our biggest asset. So come and visit if you have not done that yet. So
beautiful. Liz, how can we take a great tour with you?
Yeah, so just be sure to visit PacificWhaleFoundation.org or PacificWhale.org. And if I can give one more plug, we are celebrating World Oceans Day today with our 6th annual World Whale Film Festival.
Yep.
We celebrate by presenting this, which is a festival full of wonderful movies that are inspiring action for a better, bluer future. We're showcasing films from around the world, including the premiere of our own documentary called Ocean Guardians, which is invoking the power of storytelling to raise awareness of environmental conservation and major threats impacting nature and humankind. We have an in-person event today. If you're on Maui, you can go to pacificwhale.org/filmfest to get a ticket. But we also have a wonderful online component, and that is available through June 30th. So you can join us no matter where you are in the world, and we hope you will.
Beautiful. And I'm peeking at your snorkeling adventures and maybe that sunset cruise because I'm going to Maui and other parts of Hawaii in July. Looking forward to that. Pascal, thank you so much for being here and helping remind us how important it is to take care of our environment, particularly the oceans and all those incredible creatures that live.
Thank you, Glenn, and the entire No Vacancy team. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Have a good one. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us for this special edition of No Vacancy Live Ocean Edition. Be sure to download our audio podcast on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, and of course, wherever you get your shows. And if you're listening to us right now, why not take a look at us on video? Find us on Anthony's LinkedIn, my LinkedIn pages, our Facebook pages, YouTube. You know the deal by now. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. Remember, you've only got one life, so blaze on. And as Anthony would say, be kind to yourself. See y'all real soon.